Currently from STEM 201G consisting of the following members: Trisha Macalagay, Kyla De Leso, Francine Vergara, Paul Christian Lagunay, Mark Justin Pillas, and Aldrich Corcuera. And we are here to talk about the thunderstorm and the things to do before, during, and after this kind of hazard. Without further ado, let's get started. First, let us define what thunderstorm is. A thunderstorm is a weather condition that produces lightning and thunder, heavy rainfall from cumulonimbus clouds, and possibly a tornado. It is a violent local atmospheric disturbance accompanied by lightning, thunder, heavy rain, and often by the strong gust of wind and sometimes by hail. A typical thunderstorm caused by convection occurs when the sun's warmth has heated a large body of moist air near the ground. Thunderstorms are typical in warm environments such as the tropics and may persist for 1 to 2 hours. Philippines is one of the tropical countries in the world, and we are prone to this kind of hazard, which is the thunderstorm.
And now, I'm here to present the 4 types of thunderstorm. Scientists classify thunderstorm into 4 categories, which is the single cell, multi-cell, squall lines, and supercells. Single cells are the pop-up thunderstorm where you can see a summer warm afternoon caused by heating up the ground, which heat the airs above and causes the air to rise. It also produces a brief rain, small hail, and some lightning. But it only lasts for only 20 to 30 minutes. For the multi-cell, individual cells line up one behind the other. And this thunderstorm has a various stage of development. It produces a large amount of rainfall and may also have some hail, lightning, and possibly a weak tornado. And for the 3rd type of this thunderstorm, we have here a squall line thunderstorm. It's a long line of individual cells that are lined up side by side and associated with an advancing cold front that may cause a strong rush wind ahead. It also produces a heavy rain, lots of lightning, hails, and even tornadoes. And for the last type of this thunderstorm, we call it a supercell. It is a large rotation storm that often occurs a long dry run. It may last of an hour. It produces a lot of heavy rain and lightnings, a large hail, and may produce a very strong tornado.
How does thunderstorm forms? For a thunderstorm to form, it needs moisture, unstable air, and a lift. Thunderstorms form with 3 stages: the cumulus stage, mature stage, and dissipating stage. For the first stage, warm moist air is forced upwards, forming a cumulus cloud. The moisture in the air condenses into water droplets as it rises. The cloud will continue to grow as long as warm air from below continues to rise. The warm air rises higher in the atmosphere because warm air is less dense than cool air, making it lighter. For the mature stage, when the warm air meets very cold air in the middle levels of the atmosphere, as it continues to grow, the tiny water droplets within it grow larger too. The cloud starts to look dark and gray as more water is added to it, and the growing droplets that make up the cloud become heavy. Raindrops start to fall through the cloud when the rising air can no longer hold them up. Meanwhile, cool dry air flows downward in the cloud, called a downdraft, pulling water downward as rain. With an updraft, downdraft, and rain, the cloud is now called a cumulonimbus cloud, and the cycling of air up and down is called a thunderstorm cell. When 2 air masses collide within the cloud and builds up electric charges as it slides past other air, it creates thunder and lightning. On the dissipating stage, once a storm runs out of updrafts, it starts to weaken. Since warm moist air can no longer rise, cloud droplets can no longer form. The storm dies out with light rain as the cloud disappears from bottom to top. This whole process takes about 1 hour for an ordinary thunderstorm. However, severe thunderstorms like supercells and squall lines are much larger, more powerful, and last for several hours.
My name is Kyla Mendoza from Stand 201G, and I will tell you the tips that you need to prepare before encountering a thunderstorm. Tip number 1. Learn about your area's severe thunderstorm risk. Your safety must be your priority. Without your knowledge about the potential risk of your area before a thunderstorm, you will never be able to prepare yourself. That's why you have to know your area's thunderstorm risk. Tip number 2. Discuss how would you know if a thunderstorm may produce a tornado. Natural disasters are unpredictable. The stronger the thunderstorm that may occur, the higher possibility of tornado may occur. Tip number 3. Discuss how to be warned of an approaching thunderstorm. During these days, mass media is the most effective way to discuss the thunderstorm forecast to be able to share the possible affected area. Number 4. Recommend trimming and removal of dead or rotting trees that could fall and may cause damage or injury. This is only necessary to those vulnerable areas and those places where houses are surrounded by. Tip number 5. Secure outdoor objects that could be blown away and cause damage. Because thunderstorms have strong winds that may cause massive destruction. That's why securing outdoor objects are important. Tip number 6. Secure doors and windows both from the inside and outside. This is very necessary to those vulnerable areas so that even those people are evacuated, they can somehow assure that their houses, windows, and doors are secured. Tip number 7. Estimate the distance of the thunderclouds by computing the difference in time between seeing the flash of lightning and hearing the last claps of thunder. By doing this will lessen the chance of you getting hit by a thunderstorm. Tip number 8. If possible, stay indoors for 30 minutes after hearing the last clap of the thunder. This is an advice for your safety because there is a possibility that the thunderstorm is not yet done and it's not yet safe to go outside. And lastly, tip number 9. Ensure proper drainage for rainwater on the whole school site so that all rainwater will flow properly and prevent chances of sudden flood.
Instruct people to do the lighting safety position and stay away from structures, trees, flowers, fences, telephone lines, or power lines if out in the open.
To do the lighting safety position, never lie flat on the ground. Crouch down in a ball-like position with your head tucked and hands over your ears so that you are down low with minimal contact with the ground.
Advise people to watch out for falling debris or flash floods.
During thunderstorms, lightning may hit certain areas and cause debris to fall. And since thunderstorms often produce heavy rains, that is why we should watch out for flash floods.
Advise people to stay calm during the occurrence of a thunderstorm.
Stay calm and don't panic since panicking can make you lose focus on the situation and can cause you to make bad decisions.
Advise people to avoid plumbing and bathroom fixtures that are good conductors of electricity.
Since bathroom fixtures is a good conductor of electricity, we must stay away from it during thunderstorms, since electricity can flow through it and cause damage or injury to us.
Unplug or turn off all appliances or electrical items such as computers. Use a battery-operated radio for gaining information.
Since you can't use television in gaining information, which is an electrical item, use a radio instead because it is much safer to use during a thunderstorm.
Advise people to get inside a building, classroom, or a hardtop automobile.
You should seek shelter immediately to avoid injuries that thunderstorm can cause.
Postpone all outdoor activities.
We must postpone all outdoor activities to keep ourselves safe since going outside is very dangerous.
Choose and move to a safe place in your area where you can gather during a thunderstorm.
This place should be a place where there are no windows, skylights, or glass doors which could be broken by strong winds or hail causing damage or injury.
The things to do after a thunderstorm. So today, I'm gonna tell you the things to do after a thunderstorm. First is that you should never drive through a flooded roadway. Turn around and wait for the water to subside. Second is to stay away from the storm damaged areas. It is to keep from putting yourself at risk from the effects of severe thunderstorm. Third is to always listen to local radio and news for more information or instructions, as access to some roads and some parts of the community may be blocked. Fourth is to always help the people who may require special assistance, such as infants, child, and the elderly or those with special access or functional needs. And last but not the least is to stay away from downed power lines and report them immediately, for it may cause some serious injury and any further problem. That's it for the video. Thank you for watching.